Good morning. As we can see that it is about 1:05 in the morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everybody's good at home. Everybody's good quarantining, social distancing at home. I'm sorry about the delay of this video that I was supposed to have been made a few weeks ago. But I want to touch bases on this coronavirus and the possible conspiracy theories that everybody may have. After we kind of respect the guidelines, being a city employee, there may be some things, there may be some questions that I cannot ask. You know, according to my superiors, that have to be respectful with on social media and any type of video or anything that we're doing. So I've got lines that kind of have to follow as well. So I don't want to do anything silly or stupid, but it's just normal conversation, guys. Just want to put that out there. So the coronavirus has shook the economy financially, has shook the economy, globally, has shook the economy as far as many as deaths, let alone many sick people, many cases just in one state. You got New Jersey. When you look at New York, you look at Illinois. You look at Florida. You look at some of Florida at first. Now it's kind of hot down there now. So but when you look at us, we're kind of like some of the hot spots, especially the East Coast, the Midwest, and maybe going a little bit towards the to the north of I know Minnesota. I believe Minnesota, Michigan. They were kind of, I wouldn't say sort of a hot spot, but close enough, very close enough, guys. But based on this coronavirus, it started in China from Wuhan, the city of Wuhan, which holds hundreds of millions of people live in just that one city alone. In case people haven't realized, China is a population of about, I believe it's about 2.6 billion people that live in China. So in that city of Wuhan alone, you probably had over maybe, shit, it's possible you could have had over a good 300 million people just living in that one city of Wuhan. That one city of Wuhan is probably the, could probably be the whole, city of Chicago, just about, or the whole or half of this state of Illinois. That's how big China is. They have a kind of big, a lot of land too. But it started from the wet market there, from a bat. It went from a bat to a I gotta get the name of that creature right. Starts with a G. It went from a bat to a goanless. I think I'm saying that right. That's what made this virus so powerful. Now a lot of people have to keep this in mind. All different type of creatures and animals carry their own natural, viruses. Which, what I'm saying, meaning on type of natural germs, dirt, filth, any of that's just like us humans. If I sneeze and I touch you, I'm putting my, germs or bacteria. Or what if I have the flu virus, or if I had some sort of pneumonia or a cold virus? Yeah, I'm sneezing, I'm all this, I'm touching. I touch you, I touch this, I touch the surface of this table or the doorknob, and that's how. Yes, it can spread. You can get the flu. Just like if I'm working we're working in a call center, and if I have the flu or some sort of sick or whatever cold, yes, I can spread it to you that way. That's how a virus works. That's how it works. That's how the coronavirus is spreading rapidly. It's the same thing. That's how it spreads. Now, to open your minds up a little bit, the regular flu and any other natural flu that comes between November and April, between November and March, that's just about say, we can really say April because our spring don't really start to May anyway. You can say that the stomach flu, stomach bug, the stomach flu, it's all has a common entrance with the same thing. That's just, coming from a more of a natural way here in the U.S. But when you go over there and look over there in China, and you see what the heck they're doing and what they're eating and what they're, Yes, that can cause a lot of problems when you have monkeys, when you have raccoons, possums, squirrels, rats, snakes. I think some sort of the koalas, the bats. I can't say if that was a lizard that I saw. I did a lot of research on this. I believe it was a lizard that they cut up in in the meat market. I don't know if it was a lizard or if it was a alligator of some sort. I'm not sure if they have alligators over there in China. Well, alligators just about everywhere now. You'd be surprised. And dogs, cats, all of that. You know, in case people were, I had stopped eating Chinese food about 6, 7 years ago. To be totally honest with you, I had been stopped eating Chinese food about 6.5, almost approaching 7 years ago. Honest the truth, I may have dibbled maybe once or twice to that. You know, you still they craving. That's just because those Chinese restaurants here. That's the programming so that they put in you to eat. You know what I'm saying? But I probably would advise everyone to probably rethink um, the Chinese food menu. I probably would. I'm not gonna sit up here and say don't, because people can eat and choose whatever restaurant they want to eat and choose that. But yeah. Anyway, but back on point. But yes, that's how the viruses come about. That's how it, naturally. That's how it spreads. The reason why the coronavirus became strong and the reason why it became so deadly was because it went from a bat to a goannas. Now, when I look at this goannas creature can carry multiple carry viruses itself, its own natural virus, its own natural poison, its own natural germs, etc. Whatever. That's what it is. Those are wildlife animals. That's why they're in the wild. Wildlife animals. The virus itself coming from those creatures, it will become wild and out of control. That's why the government can't control it. They could not detain, or control the coronavirus because it came from two wildlife creatures. One is a bat, flies around at night. The other koala creature who's out there somewhere in the wild, you know what I'm saying, especially over there in China, they really have those creatures. You know what I'm saying? They come from multiple caves and mines. That's where they come from. You know, but a lot of this, it comes from a lot of, you know what I'm saying, the history of China going back in the 70s. You have to look at the Chinese government and what they did over the previous, you go back from 1970 and look at look at the status of what China were financially. I'm putting you up on it. This is explaining why China had all that on the meat market in their country in the first place. You have to go back to the 1970s up until now, which is 2020. So that's 50 years. You have to go back 50 years and you will see why the Chinese government did what they did. Because a lot of that stuff that you look at the menu now, it was taken off by previous Chinese presidents who, you know what I'm saying, I think they call, I'm not sure if they president, prime minister, whatever over there in China. I'm still learning, guys. I'm still learning how China operates. I know Canada has their called a prime minister. They're not called a president. But the Chinese government, that's what they really would call Chinese government. It was changed rapidly. So I will give you this to help you out to start on your research. That during that time, China was going through a very financial pandemic. They were going through a financial pandemic. Yes, just like how we're going through a financial pandemic now. China was going through a financial pandemic. And that come from that was food, crops, not just land, but just food, crops, revenue. That was they were pretty much a financial crisis. Yes, China was going through a financial crisis, so they desperate time, desperate measures, and that was one of the things the Chinese government did, and it just it's where we are now. So I ain't gonna give y'all everything. Now y'all gotta go and do the fucking research. I ain't finna do it for your ass. Nah, I ain't finna sit and tell you all of it. Cause I went and did all that research late at night. Y'all gonna go do the research, okay? You guys are gonna do it. Trust me, it will benefit you real good. Just gonna do your research. But my personal take on the coronavirus, it is serious. Social distancing is very important. Staying at home is very important, especially even if you feel a little bit sick. Even if you feel 10 or 20% of your body or your health, you may feel a little ill, you may feel a little woozy, you may feel a little hollowed out, you may feel a little down, you may feel a little drained. Like, I have my cosmetologist who braids my hair. Apologize about this nappy ass hair. And I have a barber, he not really I didn't get a line or anything. But I couldn't do it. My barber was sick. So, hey, no, you can't come near me. I'm sorry. So, she wasn't feeling too good. She's feeling down. So, she doesn't want to be in my hair right now. And, she doesn't, if it kind of gets a little bit worse, like it's better, she will go and get testing and get done or whatever. But she seemed to fine to me. No, I don't see any signs of the coronavirus. She disinfects the house, disinfects the car. She wear a mask every time she go out. She wear protective gloves, hand sanitizer, the whole 9 yards, you name it. So, I'm praying to God, everything that she's fine, that she's okay. So, my whole take on this is, how does a virus like that, even coming from one animal to animal, and we have animals here, very, similar, just like what they have over there in China, we have animals over here. Now, I'm not saying an animal cannot carry those viruses, not like that, but I'm saying for a virus like this to become so deadly, where people got it in California, people got it in these other states, people were getting it, and they haven't even been in contact with anybody from out of the country, from China. Let alone they haven't even been out of that state in the past, couple of months or so. They have not been around or been anything like. And then like the guy in California just ups and died. Like, how the hell he get the coronavirus in the first place and he haven't even came in contact with nobody? Like, excuse me, guys. It just didn't make any sense. So then people have to wake up and realize that just about all type of viruses like that are airborne. How the hell you think you get the stomach bug? How the hell you think you get the flu virus? How you get people? If I go outside and if it's in the middle of January, middle of February, I sneeze and cough and all this and that. I get sick, being working out in the cold and all this and that. Don't you understand that shit is in the fucking air? It's in the air. It's airborne. In the winter time, when you watch the weather channel, in case you don't understand, you have something that's a jet stream. When you look at the way you pay attention to what the man be doing, that is a jet stream of cold air shooting from across Lake Michigan, shooting from across the Atlantic Ocean. If you're on the East Coast, that is cold air that is shooting across. That it's just going around. The climate, everything is it's rapidly changing. It's snowing because it's that time of season. So those type of viruses and flu and stuff like that, it's able to use the cold air because it's so it's cold. When you look at a cold, when you catch a cold, what season do you catch a goddamn cold? When it's cold outside. That's why they call it cold. What season do you catch the flu? A cold flu virus. And exactly around the winter time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start paying attention and thinking about all of that. That stuff uses the cold temperature, the cold jet stream, the air as a host to bond. It's able to bond with it and is able to spread rapidly through the air. I'm not saying that a lot of people say, well, it can't be airborne. It's not be airborne because everybody be sick. It's not airborne in the way that everybody may think it's airborne. See, a lot of people may think it's airborne in a way where everybody would turn into some sort of mutants or like some Resident Evil. I think God opened us up and gave us a little bit of experiment to some of these people who have made these movies, who are predicting the future. I don't think we've gotten to that point yet, but I think sooner or later we will start to rapidly experience it. But these are the events that he has spoken about, what I'm saying, the good word. And these are the last days, last times on earth for you. We are rapidly experiencing this and probably definitely going through the book of Revelations right now. You're rapidly seeing it unfold between your eyes. So, not all of it, because I mean, it's a lot of questions we can say and ask about the Bible that are probably not true. That's what society has put in us, has programming us to believe. So, but my take on all of that, guys, is to basically just say to you that for something like that to be so powerful, it will have to be a weapon. If you want to decrease the population of people, if you want to control the population of people, if you want to, I mean, we're putting it all out there now. We're putting it all out there. If you want to talk about blood sacrifice, human sacrifice, you want to talk about some Illuminati stuff, you want to talk about the Rothschilds, right? You want to talk about all this. And I understand a lot of people like, well, he got some brave nerve to be up here saying all of this, and then he's going to post it. Well, yeah, if I believe in the Most High, then I shouldn't be worried about a thing. But I know a lot of people like, you might want to be careful saying all of that. Yeah, you're true. I might want to be careful saying all of that. It may come up missing and something like that. Might try to kidnap me and take my organs or something. Who knows? But they gotta go through the army they gotta go through God's army in order to get to me, dog. So God ain't worried about this. That's why, I speak my mind. So, but I really would say that it has to be a weapon that was tested on those wildlife animals. It was tested on those wildlife animals. It was leaked. It came from a lab, from a secret laboratory that they were testing. I believe that China was doing this, and it got out of control, and it got out of hand, and it ended up in that wet market, and it spread it rapidly from the groups of people who got sick from the wet market in Wuhan, and they the ones who got it because those are the ones who ate whatever was the weapon that was used to test on those wildlife animals. That's what happened. So they basically, ate whatever the virus, the bioweapon chemical was in it. That's how those people, instantly died because it's a weapon. It's a bioweapon. That's how it becomes so powerful. People understand a bioweapon is, it's just no different than poison gas. It's very similar to poison gas, but it's a bioweapon. It's a chemical. It's a bioweapon chemical. That's used. That's definitely say it could be used as a virus. I believe that's how it spread it so rapidly, so quickly. That's just kind of like my take on it. It's really what I believe. Now, I know a lot of people have their conspiracy theories that I'm finna get ready and jumped into. Now, I know a lot of people that believe that the 5G towers are responsible for this, but they're supposed to be radiation coming from it. Now, I haven't really dug deep into that yet, so I really, really couldn't tell you. But I can tell you this: if that's the case, now I want people to just keep this in mind. Remember, like I just said, for this virus to spread rapidly, for that to just be a regular virus. Now, the Ebola, when you look at SARS, when you look at a lot of other stuff, and I'm gonna throw this at you real quick. Not trying to say conspiracy. Now, this is a real conspiracy. I want everybody to go back and look at SARS, look at the Spanish flu, look at Ebola, and then you look at this one. So there's 1, 2, that's about 4 of them. And I want you to tell me around the time, around what big was going on in America during these times. And I'm going to give you one hint. Matter of fact, I'll probably just tell you. Haven't you noticed that every time this happened, it was around an election time? Just to throw that out there. I just wanted to throw that out there. That's an election time. Now you got these 5G towers coming about. I mean, if that's the case, if the 5G towers are spitting out radiation, then all these regular cellular towers that they have, they could have been spitting out radiation all the time. So, I mean, if it's spitting out that much radiation, you got to understand, these cell towers are in a lot of big populated areas. Now, if that radiate that's really close to a lot of people. That really should affect and kill and make a lot of people sick. But what I want to know is if people say that is true, this is what you would have to do. The areas in whatever city and state that they put the 5G towers in, I want to know how many people have gotten sick from the time that they installed it, from the day that they installed it, up until now. So let's just say hypothetically, the 14th of last week, and a 5G tower was installed by 95th, the red line on the south side of Chicago. Perfect place to put it, right? If I'm some sort of agenda behind it. So a lot of populated people travel. They still have to go to work. A lot of essential workers, people on the front lines, they still have to use public transportation. I mean, it's a lot of homeless people. People probably still trying to ride the train. But thank God we have a good mayor, Mayor Lightfoot, who definitely stepped in and helped out the homeless across the city of Chicago. Big round of applause to you, Mayor Lightfoot. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That's definitely a spot in heaven for you for that, because I'm sure we had too much of a good mayor that actually did something like that. Damn sure not the previous one. But anyway, um, that will make all those people would get sick. And it could really become, airborne if that's if that's the case. And a lot of people like it's not airborne because everybody be sick. No, it's airborne. It's not airborne the way that you think it should be airborne. That's not the way I'm talking about being airborne. It's not the way. I'm not talking about it being airborne. Now, where it happened over there in Wuhan, the reason that's why they disinfected the whole city. They disinfected the streets. They disinfected all through the apartment, the housing areas. That's why they had lockdown. Everybody had them in the house. They disinfected everything because it happened right there in the city of Wuhan. So that area was a big populated area of people. So it was in the air. That's why people was getting sick so rapidly, so quick. Now, that's the same thing. If you can go and find something like that with the 5G towers and back it up to have it supported, then it's true. Then it's true. Then it's a real conspiracy theory. To this point, I see no logic behind the 5G towers spitting out radiation, making people sick. I see no logic behind it because it don't make sense. All those people over there were dying back in December when this stuff first erupted, and then you saw them disinfecting, they trained, disinfecting this and that. Right then and there, I knew that this had to be a weapon that was tested on those animals. Because here's the thing, though. If they had some sort of flu, whatever they break out, because it's in the air. That's why China disinfected everything, because they know it's in the air. Now, I think what we went wrong was first thing we should have been doing was disinfecting all airports. All airports across our nation. Every airport. I'm talking about New York, Boston. Talking about Delaware. I'm talking about South Carolina, Florida, Kansas City, Ohio. I'm talking about California, us, Illinois. All airports should have been disinfected. Disinfected is what I'm saying. Now that really would have kind of helped. I'm not saying that they were not disinfected. I just don't believe that they were properly disinfected like they should have been. We should have been on turbo thrill mode like China was. China's disinfected they motherfucking trains. They was doing this shit in December. They did this shit the first 2 weeks when that shit broke out. That's what I'm saying. But of course, we all know who our president is, so it didn't take me too long to get that out of my head that probably wasn't gonna happen. That's what should have happened. At least Joe Biden and Barack Obama did take care of the situation with Ebola and stop that from becoming a disaster. Maybe if they'd have listened to him back in 2014, we'd have been prepared for this pandemic. So, but that actually, now I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason why and the reason whose fault that a lot of this situation that we're in right now is because us motherfuckers don't go out and vote. Yeah, y'all thought I was just finna let y'all get away with this? Yeah, I really thought I was not finna go in on y'all. I'm talking about my generation, especially Generation Y and Generation Z. It's right underneath me. Yeah, I'm talking about us, guys. We don't get out and go fucking vote. Because if we had voted for the proper politicians and proper elected officials, the people we put in place, we wouldn't have had this problem. We voted in Obama. We had Joe Biden as vice president. When Ebola stuff was breaking out and everything real bad over there in China, when that stuff happened, you saw what they did. They cut off U.S. international travel. We disinfected everything across our cities, across the states. You see people disinfecting the trains, disinfecting the airports. I'm not saying that now Obama and Joe Biden did take responsibility. Hopefully. But they did able to get that maintainment, stop it from spreading rapidly and come over here like this. So they do that, but that falls back on the American people when you start voting for the right people who will push the agenda for you. I ain't talking about pushing no agenda for no higher ups. I ain't pushing the agenda for no higher ups. Okay? I'm talking about pushing the agenda for the American people. There's an agenda for us. And the agenda for us is that we need you to fight and stand for us, for change. We don't need you to keep screwing us. We don't need you to keep stopping, doing this, doing that, doing stuff underneath the table, lying to us, taking money from us, giving it to these groups of people over here, giving it to these other group of people over here, doing this for you, under the hand type stuff. We have to stop voting for people like that because they are part of it's a very satanic agenda that they are a part of. It's not holy. It's not holy. That's where the problem comes into play. It's us. We can complain all about this coronavirus, all the shit we want, but God, I believe, He allowed this to happen to kind of maybe wake us up. To wake us up. I may look a little sleepy right now. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that time. I ain't talking about that waking that kind of wake. I'm talking about waking up our minds. Waking up our hearts, waking us up, mentally. You know what I'm saying? So we can kind of start educating ourselves. But yes, this falls on putting the right people in office. That's why this election upcoming in November is very important. And I hope this was a fucking wake-up call for some of y'all asses. Get out there and go vote. Especially this. Do your votes matter? Yes, do your votes count? Locally, I say yes. Locally, yes. You saw what happened to Bruce Rauner. He got smoked by J.B. Prisco. We knew that was going to happen. You trying to what? You trying to privatize CBS? You trying to bust up the union? You gone. So, he already knew what was going to happen. Rahm Emanuel, he was better off doing what he did. He's better off doing what he did. Doing a salute for what he did do for the city of Chicago, but I know he could have did a whole lot better, but it's a prime example. Like I said, we got to start voting for the people who will push the agenda for the American people, not for those satanic worshiping people who don't care about nobody but their little secret group. That's it. That's all. So, I'm going to hold y'all too long. This video almost 30 minutes long. But I just want to definitely open you guys' eyes up. So, please, I know there's going to be some people that's probably going to watch this video, that's probably going to look, that's probably going to send me stuff about the 5G towers, about the radiation. Look, there's no logic behind it. I'm still waiting to see. Watch, I promise you, when it warms up, I'm going to go look at the 2 towers that's over here by my house. There's one over here by the tracks. There's another one over here on the other side, end of the tracks. There's one north of my house, and there's one south behind my house over here, right here down the street by the track. I'm going to look at them towers, and I'll be able to tell if they're 5G towers because they're going to look different. That means they're upgraded. And if that's the case, I should get sick. And if they be up for 2 or 3 weeks and I don't get sick, something's wrong. I know it's a lot of videos you see people skeeting out stuff around the 5G towers on the sidewalk, and they It's supposed to put out a lot of radiation and all this other stuff. Look, like I said, you have to start paying attention to where you're getting these sources and videos and information from. You have to remember where you're getting the videos and where you're getting it from. And a lot of times it's just logic. It's just logic. You know what I'm saying? If you can show me a number of people who've gotten sick in that area by those 5G towers, now we got something to talk about because it's starting to make sense. And when you look over there in China, when this first erupted and broke out over there, you saw what happened. You saw what type of mode they went into, and you saw them build 2 hospitals in less than 2 days. Well, I think it was, 2 days, maybe 3 at the most. Still, hell, they could have built 2 hospitals in a month. That still would have been like no, you know how long do you understand how long it takes to get all this stuff built with just one contracted people over here in the U.S. or any other country? But that was desperation, desperate time. They built 2 hospitals in 2 days. You know what I'm saying, 2 to 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Manpower, they got it done. Oh, they got it done, guys. They got it done. So I would definitely say, please send it to me. I'll look at it. I'll check it out. But like I said, as far as that 5G radiation stuff go, as of right now, I don't believe it because I can't find nothing to support it. I ain't find nothing to support it. I just can't. A lot of people saying that that's the cover up. The coronavirus is a cover up. The real problem is the 5G towers spitting out radiation. That's what's making people sick. That could be the case, but my only thing is I just feel that I feel that more people should be sick because these cell towers are in populated areas. So when you look at when the coronavirus shit broke out, how they spread it so rapidly, and I believe it was a bioweapon tested on those animals, and that's how it spread it so rapidly because that's a Wuhan is a city full of populated people with all those different type of restaurants and that meat market over there in Wuhan. That's how it spread itself. Because you see how I can support that. You see, if I can go pull up the numbers, it was about, I think it was like 12 to 20 people. The first week they got sick, and all of them were visitors, was consumers. They were customers from the wet market that got sick. At the beginning, I think it's late November, early December. Those are the people that got sick, and then more people started to get sick. More people started to get sick. Few people, the numbers, deaths started to happen. That's when we know that a pandemic was occurring over there in China during that time. That's when we know that some sort of virus or some outbreak had happened. But you see how I can pull up numbers. You can go get numbers to support that something over that happened. What if this was a virus naturally it came from the creature, or what if it was a bioweapon tested on it in some sort of secret satanic agenda? I'm just saying, guys. We'll put in a wet market on purpose for people to buy and eat and sold. So I just wanted to put people up on game on that. That's my response to that. Okay. So any questions? Please comment down below or put your questions down below. Or maybe you'll probably inbox me on YouTube, or people that know me on social media will probably definitely be looking